The musical and graphical process in the age of digital intervention. In this regard, the by now legendary but quite possibly apocryphal report that over 80% of Yamaha's DX7 FM synthesizers returned to base for servicing in the mid-1980s had never had their presets altered in any way serves as a paradigm. Clearly, however, such superficial responses to the possibilities of digital technology among visual artists and musicians, for example, are counterbalanced by more critical approaches, and it is these which I would characterize as second-wave responses. Such second-wave responses may differ substantially in their objection to superficial use of digital technology. Some regard the emergence of skills which address the digital nature of digital information as essential, rejecting too familiar metaphors from analog activity. Overlapping in some respects with this approach is a concern to blur or ignore differences between human and machinic agency in digital interventions. Some continue a modernist concern with difficulty and the resistance of materials and processes. Some flag the medium of delivery or storage as equal in significance to any punitive content. Some simply develop strong antithetical aesthetic reactions to what they perceive as utilizations of too obvious qualities characteristic of work produced with digital technology. In the few examples below, I attempt to uncover some of these responses in recent practice, beginning with the last tendency in the preceding list. Noise in the system. A number of elements combine in the embracing of noise in various forms in recent work. Noise and distortion have long formed part of the expressive vocabulary of pop music, and it isn't surprising therefore that it should be in pop music that a reaction to the smooth professional surface, which digital technology allows in both image and sound, should emerge. This concern with the signifying possibilities of noise, dirt and distortion is given an additional discursive dimension analogous to the spatial, to left/right, or distant/present continua in the digital world of high resolution, extended dynamic range and enhanced spectral clarity, by the introduction of a continuum of resolution from distorted to clear reproduction, from deliberately compressed or reduced dynamic or spectral range to professional polish. As an expressive device, this continuum is particularly well used by artists who emerged from the Bristol club scene in the early 1990s, notably Tricky and Portishead, and is rapidly adopted by electroacoustic music practitioners. This continuum is articulated partly through the collision of digital high-tech technologies with relatively low-tech solutions to musical problems. Then artists adopt low-tech approaches as part of an explicit political agenda, forming implication in corporate decision-making by utilities and turntables, garage electronics, and cheaply available often deliberately located domestic music technology. Such issues along with the pragmatic economic sense inform the use of turntables as performance devices in the urban subculture of the US in the 1980s. By experimental musicians Christian Barclay, who intent on drawing attention to the medium of the recording. Philip Jack is best known for his A-Minor Requiem Once in 1993 with Lars simultaneously with the widespread availability of digital tools in the early mid-1980s, many signifying practices, visual arts, contemporary dance, electroacoustic music, which had for some time been characterized by self-reflexive abstract work, began to show a more explicit interest in various forms of narrative. The extent to which this synchronicity is causal is extremely unclear. Certainly there are characteristics of digital systems, the ubiquity of storage, the non-linear nature of digital data, and the possibility for instant recall, automatic systems for searching, mistranslating and categorizing/organizing material, the overload or saturation which result from rapid data flow, to which our attention is drawn because of similarities and differences in our use of these digital systems, and which perhaps suggest the need to reevaluate what is aesthetically desirable in practice. When every aspect of one's work, at every stage of its development, has been stored and recalled, the previously crucial filtering systems of loss and forgetting disappear, to be replaced by hardware failures or consciously constructed loss systems. This radically alters the texture of interaction with material. Decisions can be endlessly put into abeyance. Both of these can have an effect on the types. A formal strategy we are likely to invoke is simply the possibility of reviewing or revisiting every point of view trajectory towards a particular work is contiguous with disclosing the narrative of its making. From an acknowledgement that one can explicitly document its own making, it is a relatively small step to incorporating any modal or programmatic illustrative elements, and encouraged by the sampler's propensity for quotation and cross-referencing between works, histories, cultures, and genres, it is easy to see that narratives, particularly of the fractured or narratives in order to avoid confusion,